Last time I reviewed a lens adapter for the Lumix S5, so today we're continuing the S5 trend with this cage from Nitze, or Nitze, I'm not really sure. Right off the bat, let's talk about the build quality, and to nobody's surprise really, this thing feels very nice. It's aluminum, so it's lightweight but sturdy. Definitely expect this to last you a while, even with heavy uses. It does fit the camera nicely, and it's mostly snug except for the top part that leaves a little gap for you to still have access to the dials and buttons. For the most part anyway, but we'll get to that later. It also does not block the battery and card slots if you were worried about that. As far as features go, this thing has locating holes for Airy style pins, which is personally my preferred mounting system, so that's an A+. If your preferred mounting system are NATO rails, then fortunately for you, there is one built in on its left side. It also has its own cold shoe mount, rubber padding for extra protection, a 1/4-inch screw to mount the camera, and of course 1/4-inch mounting holes everywhere. Finally, it comes with a magnetic flathead screw with a couple of magnets built into the cage so you don't lose it. So what about downsides? Well, I couldn't really find much, to be honest. If I were to nitpick a few things, I would say that they probably didn't account for the straps that come with the S5. They just kinda get stuck in there when you're mounting it. It's a little awkward. The physical record button is also slightly covered, so you may have a hard time reaching it. Again, I didn't really find it too much of a problem, and these are small nitpicks. I don't think they're deal breakers. So what are my final thoughts then? Well, for my money personally, I would pick this over other options, specifically the small rig version. And I only really mentioned the small rig variant because it's the more popular and more expensive choice. In comparison, the Nitze Cage not only has similar features, but it also actually has more mounting holes. I tried to count. And all of that for a cheaper price point. At the end of the day though, that is my preference, of course. But if you are looking for a more budget-friendly option, then I would highly suggest this one. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Definitely recommend if you're wanting to set up a Lumix S5 rig.